Hey all, producer Ben here. Just wanted to give you a quick content warning for this episode. Normally we are super family friendly, but this live show contains some swearing. Just wanted to let you all know before you dive into the episode. Thanks and enjoy our Annual Pass podcast tour episode with Dave Cobb.
On today's episode of Annual Pass, we have our very first ever live show. That's right, we're going back in time to see our live show from May. So check it out today on Annual Pass. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Annual Pass. This is the podcast where we talk about all things theme parks, rides, shows, attractions. If it happens inside of a theme park, it happens here on Annual Pass. I am your host, Jack Pattillo, and of course, joining me as always is my lovely, talented, and beautiful co-host, PK. Hi, Peaks.
What's up, Jack?
How are you doing today?
I am doing awesome. I'm not too cold today.
Excellent, excellent. It's a nice day outside.
It is.
The weather in Texas has been kind of all over the place. Like,
Yes.
It's been really cold and rainy, which kind of sucks. Like, I try to go running outside, and it's just all, like, just gross and, like, just wet. And, not fun, because you get it all muddy. Like, I go run trails, so it's like it gets all gross, you know? Like, I don't run on the roads, and also the sidewalks near my houses suck. So, yeah, there's all, like, the soil, and anyway, it's a whole thing. But anyway, hi, everyone. Welcome to Annual Pass. This is a fun podcast today. We're actually, so we're on Thanksgiving break right now, so we've recorded a couple in advance, and we're actually going to be showing you a classic episode of Annual Pass. So back in May, myself and Jeff went out to Florida and actually did a live show. We did an Annual Pass live show with special guest Dave Cobb. And
Wow.
so this episode is going to be the broadcast of the live show.
Oh,
so
okay, cool.
if you're there live during the show, thank you very much for being there. First of all, it really does mean a lot to us. They came out, but you've seen this before. So, but if you haven't, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's actually going to be in mostly video content form over at youtube.com/annualpass. So you can go over there and watch the live video version of it, because this episode, we are going to be ranking all of the Universal Orlando attractions in a tier list.
Wow, a tier list?
Yeah, we did a tier list.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, see, this thing, like, I said tier list, and Jeff was like, what's a tier list? And I'm like, do you not know what a tier list is?
Papa Jeff, why?
So we did a whole live show where we went through every single attraction at Universal and ranked it. And then we had Dave there, Dave, who's actually like the creative on some of these attractions. He was there to kind of explain them a little bit, and it was pretty cool, and I liked it a lot. He brought some cool perspective to it as well. So so that's what this episode is going to be today. But don't forget, you can go to store.roosterteeth.com and pick up some merchandise. We've got some cool new shirts. We have the new Rope Drop Running Club workout shirt. We have the new Christmas hat. We've got the This Is My Theme Park shirt, which I really like a lot. Don't forget, Christmas is coming up. So if you want to get something for your favorite theme park fan,
That fanny pack, I'm saying.
That fanny pack, man.
Looking like a good Christmas gift, and there's a big discounts in the store right now, so I would hurry up.
It's almost always like 20% off. There's a whole bunch of really good. So store.roosterteeth.com, see what the deal is today. Grab some Annual Pass merchandise, because every Annual Pass sale, like every Annual Pass merchandise sale, helps this show.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, everyone supports. You guys have been amazing at supporting the show. Really, it does mean the world to us that you're watching all of our stuff and commenting and leaving feedback. We love it. Thank you very, very, very much for that. Also, follow us on social media. We're Annual_Pass over on Twitter and on Instagram, and we're Annual Pass Pod on TikTok. We got a bunch of new TikToks hitting right now, and youtube.com/annualpass. We've got our vlogs. I just saw the first $20 challenge went up. So the idea is I go into a place of merchandise at a theme park, and I have $20 to spend. And what's the best thing I can get for $20?
Oh, that's what you mean by $20 challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things where like people go, theme park stuff is so expensive, and it's like, well, let's find something for $20. What's something cool you can find for $20? If you're going to a theme park, I think you could spare $20.
Especially as a youngin', to be honest, like you got an Annual Pass, and Mama and Papa only really giving you $20 for a souvenir.
Exactly.
Like you got to make sure it's a good one.
Yeah. So we go through. We've done a few different recordings of that. As a matter of fact, some of the stuff from the $20 challenge is right behind me here, but we'll let you watch it so you don't get it spoiled. Ooh. But yeah. So with that all being said, why don't we go back in time to May of 2022 out to Orlando, Florida for our first ever live recording. Well, live in front of a studio audience recording, not studio, for live in front of an audience recording of Annual Pass.
All right, it's that time. It's the moment you've been waiting for. Energized from a day at Volcano Bay. It's two of your favorite theme park guests, Jack Pattillo and Geoff Ramsey. And And also joined tonight by a very special guest who spent decades designing experiences like the Dark Ride arcade shooter that is Men in Black at Universal Studios. Please welcome Dave Cobb.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Annual Pass. This is the podcast we talk about all things theme park, shows, rides, water attractions, tier lists, and anything else under the sun if it has to do with theme parks we talk about here on Annual Pass. I am your host, Jack Pattillo, and joining me as always is my lovely, talented, and beautiful Celtic-loving co-host, Geoff Ramsey. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hi, Jack. Keep going.
You having a good time, Jeff?
I'm having a great time. You going to introduce Dave?
I was waiting for you to say something.
I did. I said, hi, Jack.
Man,
all right, fine. Can we talk about how much Ben sounds like a strip club DJ?
Hey.
I can't be the only one that noticed that, right? It was a little weird.
If you're listening to this episode or watching it on youtube.com/annualpass, first of all, thank you very much. And also, you should go ahead and do that. But we were recording this live. This is our very first live episode of Annual Pass. We're doing it live in Orlando, Florida. And not only that, Jeff, it was very special that we have a live audience, but we have another co-host for this episode, Mr. Dave Cobb. Hi, Dave.
Hey, everybody.
Why are you crowding me, Jeff? You sit down, man. You're right up on me. There's so much room here.
Making me nervous. Jeez.
You're not afraid of Dave, are you?
You moved into me, dude. That's where I walked up to.
So we got a fun episode planned today, a little bit different than our normal episodes. Again, Dave Cobb, you might know as the gentleman who is the creative behind the Men in Black ride at Universal Studios Orlando, Florida, as well as a ton of other stuff. Dave, what all have you worked on if you just want to, kind of toot your own horn a little bit?
I used to work for Paramount Parks for a while, and Paramount-owned theme parks. If you've been to Kings Dominion, Kings Island, Carowinds, have done a couple things there. The biggest thing is it's theme park overseas in Abu Dhabi, of all places, near Dubai, called Warner Brothers World. That was 10 years of my life. So.
Wow.
10 years.
10 years.
Yep.
Who would do any one job for 10 years, right, Jeff?
He made an entire theme park in Abu Dhabi in 10 years. We made this.
We got here.
I had help. It wasn't just me.
We did too. That's the problem.
Oh, man. Well, we have a lot of fun stuff planned tonight. So today's episode is going to be a little different. As I said before, we are going to be ranking every Universal Studios Florida attraction based on tiers. So we're doing a tier list live in person where you can join along in the audience. We can hear some feedback as well. Dave, you can give your expert opinion on things. Jeff, you can talk about the rides you bailed on because you didn't want to ride. But it's going to go very, very well. I'm excited for this. And to get the audience, the feedback, we should do this live all the time. This makes things a lot easier.
Well, all right, listen, we typically record Thursday mornings at 10 a.m. in Austin. 78731 is the zip code. No, 223. Anyway, 78723. There's a lot of zip codes in Austin.
There you go.
Just show up.
Yeah, show up. Don't actually show up.
That's how I got on the show. I just showed up.
That would be bad. Thank you again, everyone. If you're listening to this, we appreciate you very, very much. Don't forget to grab some merchandise, store.roosterteeth.com. I see a lot of beautiful people wearing some awesome Annual Pass merchandise here in the audience, as well as some other podcast merchandise we won't discuss.
Yeah.
Also, special thanks to the Carlin Brothers, Super Carlin Brothers. Those guys were great.
Yeah.
They just played for us before. And also, they've managed to ruin us as well, because I have stickers to give away. They gave away giant Lego sets. I'm like,
what do you got in your wallet? Give away a credit card.
I know. We also have a stack of autographed park maps that we're going to give to people here. Everyone here tonight is going to get an autographed theme park map. So thank you for being here.
Stolen from Disney by Jack yesterday.
Yeah, I did steal a lot of theme park maps. We'll figure out how to get rid of those in a little bit. But should we just dive into it, Jeff? Should we go ahead and start this thing off?
We absolutely should. But before we do that, we should do a quick PSA, just for posterity's sake. I know you guys probably don't give a shit about the Boston Celtics versus the Miami Heat right now because you're here at a theme park podcast. But I do.
That was some shade right there.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
That was
like,
shady.
You're also at a theme park podcast, Jeff.
I know. Because of obligation, right? No, because I want to be here. No. Dude, friendship is an obligation with you.
That reminds me, I have an announcement to make here in a minute.
If I could just ask you, please, not that you would for any reason, shout out spoilers because you're here paying attention to this and you're not looking on your phones or whatever, but I just can't know until I'm recording it at the hotel. So please just nobody tell me anything.
Don't push the red button. What are they going to do, you dumbass?
I trust these people. I just gave them our zip code.
You gave out a zip code. I don't know if it was ours, but...
Jeff, would you like to know the score right now?
No. I'm recording it in the hotel room. I don't want to know anything.
Overhead. Okay, one last little piece of news, actually. I do want to make an announcment. Jeff reminded me. We've been doing this podcast now for over a year, which thank you very much, everyone who's been listening since the beginning. You guys are amazing. And,
Listen, I'm 47.
Yeah.
They have a pill for that.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, so one of the things is we were trying to change up the podcast a little bit and kind of have a little bit more energy and a little bit some more voices. So we're adding another voice to the podcast coming up very, very soon.
And they're not here.
They're not here tonight, unfortunately. But I want to let you guys know I'm very excited that Miss BK is going to be joining the Annual Pass podcast very, very soon. She is a massive theme park nerd, too. Literally the first time I met her in person, we just geeked out about theme park for like half an hour. I'm like, oh my God, you're awesome. And so we're going to bring her in. So she's going to be on the podcast pretty soon. So stay tuned for BK content on Annual Pass.
Very excited about growing the family.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. And also, having a young person who's not going to get sick on Forbidden Journey.
That and somebody to help Grandpa Pattillo over here when he tries to figure out TikTok.
Oh, yeah. Do you guys want to be part of the very first Annual Pass TikTok? Okay. Remind me about that. We filmed the first half of it earlier. We're going to film the second half with you guys in a little bit. So we'll need producer Ben down for that because I think he needs to film. But anyway, we'll get to that. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Dave, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Jeff, are you ready?
You know it.
Audience, are you ready? Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so we've got 32 attractions at Universal Studios Orlando. How many of you guys in the audience have been to Universal Studios Orlando? Almost everybody.
Is everybody here from Orlando? All right, that doesn't help. Raise your hand if you're from Orlando. All right, then raise your hand if you're not from Orlando.
Wow.
But if you're not from Orlando, do you live in Orlando but you're not from Orlando? Okay, raise your hand if you're not from Okay. And then who traveled here from other places?
Okay, who has a pet?
Who's from Orlando but doesn't live in Orlando but traveled back for this? See?
Does anyone have any animals named Orlando?
Yeah.
Do you have a dog or a cat? So what we're going to do, we're going to go through this. We got S, A, B, C, D tiers, Jeff. What do you think those mean?
S is for super.
Uh-huh.
A is for apples.
Yep. A is for
Cosmic
apples.
Crisp apples.
So S is obviously top tier. D is Fast and Furious Supercharged. So, I mean, sorry. D is for
Where's
bottom.
the lie, though?
So let's see if I've got this thing up. First of all, let's see here. Should I show this first? So Dave, we'll get to that later. We have a lot of things I have planned. So let's go ahead and look at the things. We're going to start off with I think the first thing on the list was this is the Transformers 3D. This is an update of the Spider-Man attraction over at Islands of Adventure. Jeff,
I would not say update, actually.
Do not say update? As a professional here, Mr. Dave Cobb, go ahead and add your 2 cents to the Transformers.
I love the Transformers franchise. I think that ride is solid, but I think Spider-Man uses the same hardware much better.
Really? Okay. Wow.
It pulls more tricks than Transformers that are pretty great.
That's true. It does,
and that's no shade to Transformers. It's good. I just wouldn't put it above. I would never put it above Spider-Man.
That's true. Spider-Man does take your photo in the weirdest spot ever, in the middle of a column between scenes. That is great. But Transformers doesn't take your photo at all, Jeff.
No.
So, which is strange.
It was supposed to be the moment when Spidey actually takes your picture and the flash goes off in the last scene. But the pictures when they put the camera in there, they got the pictures back. Everybody was just like, it was terrible. So they moved it. Yeah.
So, Jeff, I particularly love Transformers. I don't know if it's Optimus Prime at the end with a giant 3D screen who leans down and says, like, "We're proud of you, freedom fighter." Like, that's such a cool bit.
That's a pretty good Optimus Prime.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Me and Peter Cullen are like this, so it works out really well. So, Jeff, if we had to give Transformers 3D a ranking between S and D, where do you think it would fall for you?
Have I written it?
I think you did.
Did I like it?
I think so.
Let's give it a B.
Wait, so S is
Okay.
Wait, so S is highest?
S is highest. S class is the top of the line.
S class. We're still like
This-
car classes. Is what
Yeah,
we're doing
I would
here.
say this would fall between A and a B for me. I love Transformers, but I don't know if it's like one I couldn't live without. So maybe lean towards A.
Sounds
on
like you're
mine.
describing a bee.
I would unfortunately put it in C.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to change
And
my
again,
answer. I want to put it in a C as well.
It's
We
gonna
have 30, and again, we have 32 attractions to go through. This is not shade. This is like, all right, if we're really going to rank these, that one's lower for me.
It's a little shade.
Okay, well, I'm gonna. I
It
think
is a little shade.
I think on average we're gonna go with B. Audience, are you okay with a B for Transformers?
No. 'cause we-
Oh, yes, they're on my
C's.
side.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Drop
seeing
it
thumbs
down.
C's.
Drop it down. Drop it down.
This is the first
Drop
one.
It
We
down.
have so many more
Drop
to do.
it
All right,
down.
fine. It's
You
down
are
to
my
C.
people.
The will of the people.
It's down to C.
Yes.
All right. Well, how about on that note, we'll go next to Spider-Man. How about Spider-Man?
Jeff?
We'll jump right in there. Way up there.
Absolute top of the line.
S tier.
I think honestly, I mean,
Did
Spider-Man.
I go on the Spider-Man ride?
You have been on the Spider-Man.
Did I
ride.
like it?
I think so.
S tier.
I mean, the thing about Spider-Man for me is that opened in 1999, and it's still like the most incredible piece of technology and storytelling on the property.
True,
right?
true, but it was updated though. It was
Yeah,
pushed
they
to
added
HD.
digital, and
so it's even better?
Which got better. Oh yeah, they re-rendered everything. They put in digital projection. That used to be film in giant loop cabinets, like actual film.
Yeah, it was
when
gross.
It opened, and so the fact that that ride worked at all in 1999, I mean, again, just a little bit of like name dropping here. I wrote it like a year and a half before it opened, when it was black and white film, temp soundtrack, no effects, and even then it was the best ride I'd ever been on. And so, you know.
That's pretty cool. You also got to go and play laser tag on it, right? When you were developing Men in Black. That is
Yes.
one of the coolest stories ever.
Well, yeah. So the edict on Men in Black was we had to use an existing ride system, preferably one of the ones that was being built next door at IOA, and they developed Cat in the Hat and Spider-Man in-house, and so they had this new hardware. And they're like, try it out. And of course, I'm like kid in a candy store. I'm like, oh, Spider-Man, let's do that. Because we had the budget for it, relatively. And so, but we knew we wanted it to be an interactive ride, so we went into Spider-Man and we set up laser tag targets. I went to the toy store and bought a bunch of laser tag kits and set them up in the ride and rode it. And it was like, Jesus Christ! like we were hitting each other with the guns. Like, oh yeah, this is. You couldn't, like, nobody scored shit. Nobody scored anything because it was impossible. It was absolutely impossible. So we're like, nope,
No, yeah.
that's not going to work. So we'll Cat in the Hat. We'll use
Cat
that
in
one.
the Hat. Nice.
Jeff,
It's
Jack,
the same ride system. Just
What's
you
up,
didn't
Ben?
know that.
Producer Ben in the sky. Where are you at?
I'm staring at photographic evidence of Jeff on that ride, and if I remember correctly, and I quote, "That ruled. Why couldn't Harry Potter have been like that?"
Well, there you go. Sounds like S tier to me.
There you go. There you go. All right, well, I think for me, Spider-Man is definitely, I mean, when it first came out, it was Spider-Man and Hulk were the two Islands of Adventure rides that blew everyone's mind. That is going to go ahead and rocket all the way up to S tier.
Yeah, we already said that.
Yeah, S tier. I think we're all in agreement on that one. We're comfortable with this. This is the definitive list of Universal Orlando attractions. All right, up next. This is one. There's a few rides at Universal I have not been on, which means I know for sure Jeff has not been on. Dave, you though, I don't know, sure. So the Sky, was it Mile High in the Sky trolley?
Oh, the Seuss trolley train.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny, that was actually supposed to be something else. When they opened the park, the track was for something called Sylvester McMonkey McBean's Very Unusual Driving Machines, and
That sounds
it's
awesome.
one of the Seuss books, and they were individual cars. And imagine Autopia, where you had control over the gas. You couldn't steer because you're on that, but you had control of the gas. You can drive in the sky, and the cars would like bump. They had this little mechanism that would let you bump the people in front of you, get bumped from behind you, and it just, the engineering of the whole thing just didn't work, and evac on the thing was a nightmare. So that's why it closed, and that's why Trolley Train came over years later. I actually think it's kind of the perfect family ride in that
Really?
park because anybody can ride it. It's scenic. It's up high. There's little show scenes. It's not thrilling. It's not a coaster. So for me, that's like I think that's actually a B.
A B tier. Okay, has anyone in the crowd ridden this before? Okay, so significant amount. The website, the official Universal website, says, sit back and relax as you wind your way above the imaginative buildings and rides of Seuss Landing on one of 2 tracks featuring the Sneetches or the ABCs of your other favorite Seuss stories. So
Why haven't you ridden it?
I don't know. It's one of those things. Like Seuss Landing, I haven't done a whole lot. I rode Cat in the Hat with you for the first time ever.
Yeah, it was good.
And so that was a good one, too.
I just think like this can't just be about what's the best thrill rides
Right.
at Universal
Totally.
Orlando.
Yeah,
And broad demographic family rides are underrated. And Universal doesn't have a lot of them, actually. And that's kind of one of the best reasons for that ride to exist.
Okay, B. So B, is that cool with you guys? They sound good? Solid? Okay, good. All right, up next, I think, is that Hagrid's motorbike? I think it is, yeah. So Hagrid's, okay, what's the official term, the full name for this thing? It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's the worst name. It's like, it takes 20 seconds to say it.
It's that's flat hippogriff. I'm stalling for time.
Is the mumbling
Hagrid's
part of
Magical
the name?
Creature Motorbike Adventure.
There it is. It's Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure is the full name of it.
TM.
TM.
Coaster for family fun.
Yeah.
In the Wizarding World. Like, it's just, too
Now's the time to join Hagrid as you fly deep into the wilds of the Forbidden Forest. I can't talk tonight. Wilds of the Forbidden Forest, beyond the grounds of Hogwarts Castle. There's TMs after everything in here. On a thrilling roller coaster ride that plunges into the paths of some of the Wizarding World's rarest magical creatures, experience Universal's most highly themed immersive coaster. Wow, that's big.
Yeah.
The most highly themed immersive coaster. Yeah, I like this one a whole lot. This is a fantastic coaster. It's really neat, the ride system for it, the loading, because it's one of the nonstop loading things. They did on Rip, Ride, and Rocket, but the vehicle never stops moving, Jeff. So you get on while it's rolling, similar to like the People Mover.
One gets on while it's rolling. I don't.
Why not?
I haven't.
You haven't ridden this one yet.
I have not.
This is one I'm sad you haven't ridden yet. Yeah, Dave, I'm assuming you've ridden this one before, right?
Oh, yeah, a bunch of times.
There's a wild little surprise in this ride that caught me way off guard. That is a blast. If you've ridden it before, I think you know what I'm talking about.
What part? Oh, yeah. Duh. Sorry. They also stole our red button gag from Men in Black. It's got the big purple button at the end, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. And so this one has animatronics mixed in with some really, really smooth ride system.
Yeah.
There's a reverse on this that, a lot of times, like if you go on Expedition Everest, you go up, it'll wait, and then you go backwards. This, you literally go up and immediately start going backwards. It's a really great transition.
Yeah.
Some awesome animatronics, good storyline, good narrative. The queue is horrible, and the fact that you get to a pre-show, and then after the pre-show, you've got an hour-long wait till the front of the actual ride, which is vicious and mean, and I don't appreciate it. But other than that, I think
Would you rather the hour-long wait? Is it like the psychology of it?
Kind of,
you get the pre-show and then you think like you're...
Yeah. You see that a lot now
ready to
where
go.
like they'll hide queues around walls and stuff where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I think we're almost there. And then you round a corner and there's another, switchback. And then you round a corner, there's another switchback. Then you get the final room and it's like, okay, now we're here. But all in all, I would say this is a solid A because this is a great, great coaster that I love.
I would put this at S.
I'm saying...
I would say S.
You're saying S here?
S.
Okay.
But remember, we got to put them all somewhere. And then
We can argue later.
We'll argue later. But
Okay,
for me, this is an S for me.
That's going to be an S for me, dog.
All right.
Am I the Simon Cowell of what's going on here? Crap.
That makes Jeff Whitney. No, not Whitney. He's Paul Abdul.
No, I'm Randy.
No,
You're
he's
Paul
Randy.
Abdul.
You're Paul Abdul.
Paula. I just gave the lowest rank of everything, and I'm Paula somehow?
Yeah, well, Paula's the one that used humans for furniture, so it kind of fits.
Up next! Is this Carousel? What is this one here? I can't tell what this icon is. It's so
Carousel?
small. Let's do Carousel. So this is another one, an amazing, amazing carousel right inside Islands of Adventure. You go to the right, it's right over in front of you. Really, really a highly intricately themed attraction. Some really awesome Dr. Seuss characters that you can actually ride on, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yay!
Which Dr. Seuss character would you want to ride on?
Oh my gosh, I would want to ride on the ham from Green Eggs and Ham.
I'd want to hop on Pop.
Jack?
I don't know. Like, what would that, like thing one and thing two? That'd be kind of fun to ride if you got like and like step on them, like hold on to a pole and like just step on them, wear them like
Jack, this
like
is a family.
shoes
This is a family podcast.
because they're so small.
Oh boy.
So, Dave, you got any fun stories about this one? This one was around at the beginning.
Well, no. I mean, the thing about carousels is that a carousel like that, all of that is hand sculpted. Like those are custom characters. They're really beautiful. And one of the things they did with them that's really cool is all of them have some little interactive gag that brings them to life, blinks their eyes, makes their head tilt back and forth. So, and then my favorite part of that whole ride is there's music in the background when in the queue that's one track, and then when the ride starts, it goes, and it starts playing the theme, and then it slows down again at the end of the ride, like the whole thing is ramping up like a record. There's just so many little touches of charm in that to me that it's pretty great. I would probably put it at probably a C.
A C?
It's a solid C ticket.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where, it feels like every theme park at some point has a carousel in it. I mean, Magic Kingdom's got one, Universal's got one. There's a rumor there's coming one to Epic Universe, which is going to be the next generation of carousels, if that was a thing. I don't know how many generations.
Those words just don't go together.
No.
Explain.
No. So apparently it's going to be one that kind of really picks you up and down. And like they're all sort of like out, different layers and whatnot.
Oh, that's what you mean by new technology.
But
like for the last 100 years, we've just been going like this.
Yeah.
And now
we go up, down, and around like Happy Gilmore. But no, apparently it's going to go much more significant. And then when they're done, the whole floor lifts and they're all on the same level. So it sounds cool.
You like load up in one level and then...
Okay. Yeah. So it like kind of kicks on and sort of changes and stuff. At least according to Alicia over at Theme Park Stop, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
She looks at all of the patents and everything, and so they know what's going on over there. Sounds very cool. But okay, so we're thinking, what about a C for this? Because how many people have ridden the Carousel? Some people, all right. Yeah,
so Transformers and Carousel are on the same... Okay,
Would you ride it again?
I'm seeing the flaw in my logic.
It's an emphatic yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to ride that one together, Jeff. This is one of the few I have not ridden. All right. Next up on our list, we've got another roller coaster. This is Rip, Ride, and Rocket, which I personally really enjoy this attraction. You didn't do it. You haven't been on it yet because you don't like theme parks, which is
fun and
difficult.
I like themes.
BK's join an annual pass pretty soon, everybody. Rip, Ride, and Rocket. This one, it's the promo stuff for it was fantastic. Some really, really weird, twisted promo stuff for this when it was coming out. They made up a whole music executive that was a nightmare, and it was awesome. But the ride itself, the interesting thing about it is when you go up the hill, you go straight vertical, and then you just round the top, and that's how it begins.
Vertical lift, yeah.
That's one of those ones right inside of Universal Studios when we walk in. It's over on the left, Jeff. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So happy to have you.
I do. Jeff. I do know what you're talking about.
I'm going to start telling you Celtics scores. If you
should I say no? No.
So this one I like a lot. The idea that you can control the music is really, really cool. You can pick tracks. And there's like a whole selection. You do literally heavy metal, alternative, hip hop.
Are they is it licensed music?
Yeah, it's all licensed music.
Oh, really? Are there like secret tracks or anything?
Yes,
there are some
There's
secret
a bunch
tracks.
Of secret tracks.
Didn't we do this in an episode?
We haven't covered this one in episode yet.
Okay.
But this one, actually, I like it a lot. One thing I wanted to do that we didn't do is when we did our Halloween Horror Nights tour, it was open in the middle of the night, but all of you guys, including producer Ben, were so tired, wanted to go home, that we couldn't ride it in the middle, at 1 a.m. in Florida. That would have been so cool.
It wasn't 1 a.m., it was 1:30 a.m. And we had been there for 78 hours straight.
And we didn't ride Rip, Ride, and Rocket together.
We did not.
We could have.
You gotta pace yourself, Jack. We've got so many more trips ahead of us to theme parks.
That's true. That is true. We have a lot more places we want to go. One cool thing about this is this has a neat, inverted, it's not a loop because the ride actually rolls as you're going through it. So it basically, instead of doing a flip where you go upside down, as you're going up, it turns. So you never are fully inverted. It's a really, I don't know, does it ever do a true inversion?
I think they call it a pretzel. No, they call it something else. But it's not considered an inversion. It's considered like two bank turns.
Yeah, like two
together,
bank
basically.
Turns.
Yeah, with a dive at the end.
And right when they first started building this thing too, they had issues where it wasn't making it over one of the hills.
Yeah.
So a lot of times it would just get stuck. And so you see these dummies, these water dummies just stuck on the track while they're building it. And it's like, oh, that's not good.
I like it. I like the ride a lot. It's not aging well. It's a little rough now. But I mean, it is a pretty thrilling, good coaster. Oops.
Don't mind that.
Did Clippy show up or something? It looks like you're trying to host a podcast. Can I help?
We got to update this laptop.
Oh, Clippy.
But that being said, I would probably give this like a B or a C. Like, I mean, I like roller coasters. I'm a sucker for roller coasters.
Yeah.
And also, at one point, you get to blast out of the Ghostbusters firehouse, or what used to be the Ghostbusters firehouse. So that's kind of cool. But Dave, do you have an opinion on this one?
Yeah, I mean, this is tough now that I see them lined up. And stuff.
You start seeing them next to each
move
other.
Later, I'm going to move some things later. I would say it's a solid C.
A solid C. Okay, I'll give it a C. I think that I'm
Maybe
hearing a general
B.
murmur from the crowd that feels about right. Okay.
So it didn't age well, and dummies get trapped in the water?
What?
Wait,
That's what I got out of this.
Dummies get trapped in the water?
Yeah, you said that when they were testing it, they would get trapped right above the water, the dummies.
No, the dummies are made of water.
Oh, they're made of water. Why would they put water dummies?
Because that's like humans.
It's weight.
You're mostly human.
Oh.
Are you mostly human?
it's how they weight test. Yeah.
I mean, after all.
Light bulb.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we're mostly made of water.
There you go. That's what I
Yeah.
was trying to
Right.
say.
You slosh around a bit while you're riding, just like water.
Yeah.
All right, up next is another one I haven't been on yet, mainly because this is in a kids-themed area. It's Woody Woodpecker's coaster, which has anyone ridden this one?
Yeah.
Okay, you have ridden it? Okay,
yeah.
So this is one that's tucked away behind E.T. and back in the old Barney area, which is now themed, I think, DreamWorks animation or something along those lines. And so I've never actually ridden it. Is it a good coaster, Dave?
It's a family coaster. This is like, there's nothing really great about it, but it is what we call a box checker. Right? It checks the box for you have kids that can't do the big thrill rides, but they want to do try a coaster for the first time. It's perfect for that.
Okay.
Sounds great. Sounds like my speed.
You and all the children riding the Woody Woodpecker coaster. Okay, well, I mean, that seems solid. So do you want to, are we saying like maybe a B for the actual overall of like it does what it's meant to do? Or do you think it could be better as far as theming goes? Or, I mean.
Like as far as family rides, I think the trolley train is a better family ride.
Okay.
Like it's cooler and more, and up in the sky. And like this is a low one for me. I
Really?
would probably put this as a C or a D.
Wow.
And again, it's not because it's bad. It's just in the grand pantheon of everything there.
Something's got to be a D.
We'll throw the first D out there for I mean, I want to go check that out. I want to go ride this thing. My goal is to get out and ride everything. We're actually, spoiler, we're going to Universal Studios tomorrow. And hey, if you happen to be in the park, we're going to be there. So I'm thinking.
I'll be with him.
I'm thinking Dave's going to be with us too. We're going to ride Men in Black with Dave, which is going to be great, which is going to be a lot of fun.
I suck at the game. Y'all are going to beat me. Trust me.
That being said, Jeff won't be there because he hates theme parks. No.
I have to pick my daughter up from school tomorrow, and school is in Texas.
Daughters, theme parks. I mean,
I'll say this right now.
You can tell who doesn't have a kid.
What was that, Ben?
Keep an eye on the Annual Pass Twitter. We'll tweet it out tomorrow morning where we'll be, and that way we can meet up and do something.
yeah. So how many of you out there think you might be able to join us tomorrow at Universal Studios at some point or another? Okay. Oh, well, like maybe like early-ish, like maybe
Early.
somewhere between like noon and 5? No. Are you thinking more later? Okay. Basically, what I'm coming down to is I'm curious if I'm curious if we have enough people to fill a bus at Fast and the Furious. So
Only if we dress like only if we all dress like the party girls in the ride.
yeah. And then Tyrese would answer. Anyway, so keep an eye on the Annual Pass Twitter account. We'll be posting exactly when and where we'll be, and we'd love to have you join us and take some photos, ride Men in Black with Dave, and we can see you get some high scores and whatnot. So
You have my approval for the funds for party girl outfits?
Just make your own. Bring your own.
yeah, bring your own
Cosplay. Fast and Furious bound. Oh, they got that.
Oh,
Okay,
I
good.
see it coming up. Okay. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, which is a flat ride over at Seuss Landing, excuse me.
Right.
And yeah, this is another one of those that I haven't been on because I'm not a child.
Okay, no, but here's what's cool about that one.
Okay.
It takes what we call a flat ride,
Uh-huh.
which is a spinning round thing, right? Like Dumbo or anything like it. And it adds this really Seussian layer that's very clever, which is there's a song that plays, right, while you're riding. And then there's these fish posed around it, like pointing out the ride. And what you don't know is that they're all water jets. and the song is basically cluing you into whether or not you should go up or down.
Oh.
One fish, two fish, up, up, up. bluefish, redfish, down, 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 right? And so they tell you which one, and if you don't do it right, you get blasted with water.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
and so
awesome.
it's like for me, it's like, oh, that's the way a big destination park like Disney Universal should do these kind of family rides. And every park needs this kind of spinner. They're a capacity thing. They're a good little bit of experience for the family, but that little layer of it makes it for me like a solid B, just because it's clever.
Wow. All right, that's one off
for
right.
me.
Jeff, would you ride that one with me?
Any opportunity to spray people with water.
No. You get sprayed with water.
Yeah, but I can reach over and move Jack's thing.
Oh, there you go. Got it. You're gonna grief him, basically.
Yeah.
You're gonna grief the ride for him.
Like that's literally the definition of cutting off your nose to spite your face. Like, you would literally be on the vehicle with me.
I started a whole podcast about it, Jack.
That's true. Oh man. Okay, let's jump in. Let's bounce around a bit. Okay, how about Despicable Me? Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. Is that right? Is that the full title of it? The Despicable Me ride.
Was that the one on the TV screen?
Yeah, that was big simulator.
Yeah, you like this one.
I like that one.
That's right. Despicable Me Minion Mayhem. This is one of the first Minion rides. New Minion ride coming to town, Jeff. I know you're super excited for, right? They got rid of Shrek 4D to put in another Minion ride.
Oh, is that what happened to Shrek?
Yeah.
Wow. Minions are
my
hot,
bet is
I
it's
guess.
going to be a little Minion mini land with some other rides in there too.
You think so?
Like Hollywood, yeah, but that's not inside baseball. I don't know for sure. I'm just
So this one, join
guessing.
Gru, his daughters, and the mischievous minions on an unpredictable ride. Join the ranks of the minions literally as Gru's latest scheme. But when things don't go as planned, you're launched into an unforgettable journey through his supervillain laboratory. It's heartwarming and humorous family fun for everyone.
I would say it was heartwarming and humorous. I'm not familiar with the IP, but I quite enjoy it. I thought the Minions were cute.
Yeah. I do like this one because in the pre-show, Gru calls out tourists for not using deodorant and showering.
and don't go in the hotel pool without showering. It's gross. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cute. I mean, it's very on brand with the brand, right? It tells the story of those characters really well. It's cute. It is another simulator ride.
Yeah.
And so, like, for my money, if you're going to compare simulator rides, Simpsons is a little better.
Okay.
For me. But so it's not a bad ride, but that is right up there with like Transformers for me. See, it's like it's a D only because there are better simulator rides in that park.
Okay. Yeah, Universal definitely went through a time where it was throw a screen and a simulator at something, and unfortunately, fortunately now they're away from that, and we're starting to see more Velocicoasters, and hopefully Epic Universe, we won't see a lot of motion sim rides like that. But so you're thinking C on this guy, possibly?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hearing groans.
Yeah?
I'm hearing lowers in the back.
Oh,
Lower. They're
D.
saying lower.
D, straight
Wow.
D.
Oh, wow.
Put it at the bottom.
You don't
We
have
hate
kids,
it.
do you? Because the kids seem to love it.
Yeah. They're just upset that it got replaced Hanna-Barbera, I think.
Right. Or Nick or Jimmy Neutron's Nicktoon Blast.
Oh.
That's this audience.
Okay.
For sure.
Me, I'm Hanna-Barbera. They're Nicktoon Blast. Makes sense. Jeff, let's do this one for you. How about E.T. the Ride?
Well, that's an S.
The E.T. What is it? Is the E.T. Adventure? I think is the full title of it. It's a fantastic attraction.
Steven.
You get to go to E.T.'s planet.
Yeah, it's Homeworld.
Which is a drug trip, man.
Yeah, it is.
What is on E.T.'s planet? I don't know. How about like a plant that talks to us, dude?
Yeah. How about little baby ETs that are like spitting water
they're
out
so
and
cute.
stuff? Yeah, it's a cool one. But
Welcome home, you've arrived.
I will say the one thing that is a bit frightening on this is almost always there's one or two animatronics that are broken while riding it, and usually it's the creepy ET's Homeworld ones, and just seeing them broken and just kind of staring at you without moving. It's a little bit freaky.
And it says your name at the end.
It does say your name at the end sometimes.
Sometimes. I was telling these guys that we used to go in after hours and try to string names together to make it say something dirty. And the only one we really came up with was Dick, of course, because that's our name. But there was another name that was, I forget where it's from, but it's a foreign name, and it's spelled D-J-E-R-K-E-R, and it's pronounced Jerker. So goodbye, Dick Jerker. We were so happy. Yeah. We were yes. Surprised we never got fired for that, but yeah.
Well, I think E.T. and Dick Jerk are going to jump all the way up to S tier.
No, I think E.T.'s an S. Like, that is a high-quality dark ride. It's signature to that park.
It's the last remaining original ride from Universal Studios.
The flight over the city is actually exhilarating the first time you go on.
Yep. There's new music, too, recorded just for that. I mean, that ride will be there until Spielberg dies.
And it's got
one of my
smell.
favorite cues because it smells like it smells like trees.
The forest, that unique smell when you walk in. It's a little different. Am I crazy? But is it a little different than it was back in the day? Is there anyone who remembers it when they were kids versus now? Like, it is different, right? It doesn't feel as potent as it once was. I remember walking in and
it was like Pine Sol before.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh. But now it's still there. Don't get me wrong, it's still there, but it doesn't feel as
Maybe
strong.
they had to cut the smell budget.
I guess so. They halved it. All right, Jeff, do you have a ride you'd like to talk about next?
It would have been E.T.
Okay, well, I did that one for you.
I know. Let's talk about top left.
Top left, Storm Force Acceleratron.
Hell yeah.
Jeff, not knowing anything about it, what do you think Storm Force Acceleratron is? Please describe Storm Force Acceleratron for the beautiful audience here we have tonight, all the pass holders out here.
Well, I know an Acceleratron tends to be a ride that goes around in a circle and makes me throw up. Like a gravity one where it leans you against the wall.
Okay.
And you're like, and then you're throwing up on yourself, and then it goes on the guy next to you, and then he wants to hit you. And then Storm Force, was that the bad guy in Boys Season 2, the lady?
No. That was Stormfront, but...
okay, I was close.
You were close.
She's a bad guy, dude. I wouldn't make a ride out of her.
Spoiler for anyone who hasn't season 2 of Boys.
It's been out for years.
A year. No, this is actually based off Storm, Aurora Monroe from the X-Men.
Oh, okay.
It's Universal Islands of Adventure's teacup ride, basically, right? Is that
it's basically a teacup ride.
Yeah, so it's a flat ride. It's next to Hulk. It's one of those. It's kind of tucked back in a weird spot. A lot of people don't know about it because it is in that weird kind of back area behind the lockers and everything. This is another one I haven't ridden yet. It's another one that I was planning on riding before we did the show, and I didn't get a chance to get out there for.
From what I can tell, you haven't ridden most of these rides.
Maybe it's the ones we started with.
You've been to Universal Studios 104 times, but you've only ridden 4 rides.
It would look a little strange if I was like, I'm going to just run over to, the Woody Woodpecker ride. Excuse me, children. I have to ride this for a podcast.
I have to ride them professionally. I go to Legoland for research, and all the moms are looking at me like, "Don't worry, lady, I'm gay." It's not... This is a box checker ride, for sure, right? It's because there's not many non-thrill rides in the Marvel universe, and so there's something there for the little kids who might like the X-Men or Avengers or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's fine, but again, the things like One Fish, Two Fish are the same idea done way better.
Yeah. I'm going to throw this one into a C, just based on it. Feel about right. I'm seeing some nods from the crowd here. Okay, good. Now, let's talk about the Simpsons ride. So this is one, Back to the Future, an episode of Annual Pass coming out soon about Back to the Future, as a matter of fact. One of my favorite attractions ever. I love seeing Doc and Biff and everyone. And so I was a little hurt that they got replaced by The Simpsons. Yeah. But watching what they've done with that whole area and really turned it into, like Springfield in that corner and go to Moe's Tavern, get a Flamin' Moe and all. I love that whole area, and it's a really nice little mini land kind of plopped in the park. And now I think I appreciate The Simpsons more, even though it's that weird 3D version instead of a 2D thing, which kind of is a little bit odd, but you can kind of get past it. Jeff, you rode this one, right?
Yes. Yeah, I rode it. I remember enjoying it. And I think it makes total sense. The Simpsons are on season 34. Name another property that's that enduring. I mean, if Back to the Future was on the 34th movie, I'd be like, well, that's weird. Why would they replace it? But
and for what it's worth, it does tell a really nice story. In the pre-show, it kind of leads up explaining what's going on with Sideshow Bob. And then in the ride, I mean, just the comedy, it tells a full-fledged story, and I like that.
Yeah, Doc actually sells the building to Sideshow Bob. So it literally gives it a reason for being and why Back to the Future went away, which makes me very happy. I actually worked on the one in Hollywood. It was one of my first jobs.
Oh, wow.
For the install of that. And so I have a soft spot for it. But I love it, but that film was getting really long in the tooth after so many years, and so many people didn't know the property anymore. We all love it, but there was a whole generation that didn't. So I love The Simpsons. And I love mainly that it's a ride I can ride multiple times because you always hear a different joke.
Yeah.
Like there are still jokes I've never heard that I pick up and go, oh my God, I didn't hear that part. Because it's just joke on joke on joke. It's like rapid fire writing.
Yeah.
And it's very, very on brand and funny.
So with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and launch this up to an A. That feels good?
I think that's an A. That's a solid A.
I don't think, good. Okay, feeling it from the audience.
Solid A.
It's not like the absolute, oh my gosh, I have to do it, but it's like you want to do it.
Do you remember any of the lines? Because my favorite one is when they're falling and Homer says, "My bosoms are slapping my face."
What is it? Homer or so at one point. Marge and Homer end up in like this slow-moving like love ride, and she's like Homer, the kids, and he's like, yeah,
just keep better and better. Yeah.
That's so good. All right, let's go ahead and jump on over. Jeff, let's do one that you really like. Let's
Okay,
talk
let's do
about
it.
Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
That's gonna be a D from me.
So Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, this is I really dig it because it's a new sort of attraction. It's a KUKA arm attraction, which they basically put your seats on the end of a robot arm, and that's on a track throughout the entire ride.
I don't know why they made those.
Sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah.
So for those who don't have uneasy stomachs, this is pretty dang incredible. When this first came out, I was a little unhappy that they kind of cut into Jurassic Park and sort of the Forgotten Island sort of area of Islands of Adventure and sort of dropped Harry Potter there. But riding Forbidden Journey, it's one of the most technically impressive attractions on the planet.
Yeah.
Whether or not you get sick in it, you have to appreciate how well it's done.
I'm torn. No.
I mean, I rode it once and we got stuck 2 minutes into the ride.
That's
True.
unfortunate. I think was it the Whomping Willow we got stuck on?
Yeah.
That's the part where you're practically on your back.
It was
too.
148 degrees at that spot.
And you were full of fish and chips, I believe, at that moment.
Yum.
It's really,
Not for
really
long,
cool.
I wasn't.
I'm torn on this one because from a technical standpoint, it's incredible, and they really made something out of nothing in terms of what do we do with a KUKA arm, and no one had done that before. So there's a lot to love. And the queue is amazing. I love the tour through Hogwarts Castle. The thing I don't like about it is it's basically a spook house.
Yeah.
It's like, remember that thing in Harry Potter? Booga booga. Remember that other thing in Harry Potter? Booga booga.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's like the same beat over and over again. But, I mean, for me, it's a solid A.
Yeah.
It's not the top of the line, but it's an A or B.
I mean, if anything, the design of the castle and everything
it's
inside
so good.
It's so neat. I mean, it is a little bit queasy, and also the Whomping Willow hasn't worked in years. So
And at least it's got real Hermione and not fake Hermione on the train, right?
That's true.
I'll give it an A for I'll abstain from riding it again.
Well, speaking of fake Hermione, let's go ahead and jump on down to the Hogwarts Express.
Hogwarts Express.
So a lot of people don't think of this as a ride, but
I like
it is
that one.
absolutely a ride. So this is the one that you go between Islands of Adventure over to Universal Studios and back and forth. So this one, it's basically a people mover with a little bit of story inside of it. Like we were talking about this the other night, Dave. It feels a little bit weird in kind of a COVID world now that you literally
you get inside that cabin, you're like, wow, this is really close but strangers.
Yeah.
What's going on?
You're sharing a tiny box with 7 other people, knee to knee.
I mean, I love this ride.
Yeah.
And I think from a just from a design and business standpoint, it's like, oh, let's put this thing in that you have to buy a park hopper to ride.
Yeah.
Good for them.
That is true. Like, I mean, there's not a lot of rides like that where it's like we basically paywalled this thing that you have to have a certain certain tier of ticket to get to.
Yeah. And I mean, it's very clever. It's extremely immersive. It's very realistic.
Yeah.
I love that it's different in each direction.
Yeah, that is cool. Did you guys know that it tells 2 different stories depending on which way you're going?
My favorite is the lightning flash where you think you see Voldemort. That's awesome.
Yeah.
This is an S to me. This is the best of what Universal does, this kind of ride.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
I know.
That's
hot take,
Jeff. That's what we brought you in for, Dave. Hot takes.
I was honestly going to say S as well. I realize that I just appear to be mimicking everything Dave says, but that's not true. In this case,
Romance.
There you go. I do love your glasses, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're fetching. I've been staring at them all night. I just think it's very clever. And for that reason, I give it an S.
Okay, thank you. I had a mouthful of water and you just stopped talking. Awesome. S, wow. Okay, I did not expect. Our S lineup right now is looking weird.
No, it's not.
No.
We got
A bunch of home runs right there.
We got Hagrid's
If we
motorbike,
are-
Spider-Man, E.T., and the Hogwarts Express.
That smells
Yeah.
right to me. If you're talking about the entire property and like quality level, it's not about thrill. It's not about a particular aspect of it. Like those are the best. That's like the best of what Universal does of those rides.
Nice. Okay, well, we're approaching about halfway done or so, but I'm thinking now, I have this giant bag full of autographed theme park maps that we were supposed to hand out, so I have no idea how to do this. That should be fun.
Take one and pass it around.
I see Producer Ben right there. Hey, Producer Ben, come grab this.
You can do it like church.
and figure out how to distribute these to other people.
I'll be right up.
All right, thank you very much, Producer Ben.
Producer Ben.
So if we're...
So we went to Magic Kingdom in Epcot yesterday, and some of these I had from before, but the from about here down, I stole these all yesterday from Disney.
There's a lot of lost families out there today.
Yeah.
Oh.
So no, they have plenty of maps. Don't worry.
Disneyland with Elliot on the cover.
Oh yeah.
Can I have one
You
of those?
want this one? I got a couple. There you go. I've got some classic ones too.
My precious.
And
Yes.
I've also got some Halloween Horror Nights ones
Oh,
here too.
hey.
And I'm saving this one for maybe a Q&A. I've got a 50th anniversary park map autographed by Jeff and I. All right, Ben, here. Distribute these amongst all of the pass holders. And then we'll feed you. All right, let's
We're
continue.
not quite halfway through with our theme park.
Were you counting?
I'm looking right now at it.
Okay,
yes.
well, we'll go through a little bit quicker. Okay, how about the Cat in the Hat? The Cat in the Hat is a fantastic little, it's a family-friendly ride. It includes a ride vehicle that you might recognize from the Men in Black Alien Attack. And Jeff, you did enjoy this one, right?
I quite enjoyed this one. This would be an A for me.
Okay, why an A?
Well, that's about my speed. I'm familiar with the intellectual property.
Yeah.
I appreciated the theming of it. I thought it was quite clever. I got a few thrills.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Didn't expect to.
Spins
And
you around a little
color
bit.
palette was great.
I do. I like this one a lot as a dark ride, but there were a couple areas that felt kind of sparse. Like there's a few areas that I was like, oh, it's kind of got like a something.
Those
up, but
were
there's
left so you could contemplate.
the contemplation area.
I mean, it's Seuss is a difficult property to adapt to a physical place. Right?
Yeah,
It's the drawings are so specific, but I think that ride checks off the box of it feels like you're in the book in a really, really great way, and I love a ride where the narration is in rhyme scheme. Come on, that's pretty great.
That is pretty cool.
It's
I do
very
appreciate
clever.
It tells the full story too.
Yeah.
Where something like the Little Mermaid attraction is like we're gonna lift 5 scenes and you're done. It's like no. Here's the whole story.
It literally feels like a ride where someone is tucking you in and reading you the book before bed. Like that's to me what that ride
and then
represents.
spinning you around in
And then
circles.
spinning you around, sure. But like at the end when there's like a little call to action to the kid, what would you do in
Yeah.
this situation, right? It's so charming for me.
Okay.
I love it. For me, it's an A.
Yeah, I'm thinking A. Jeff, you thinking A?
I said A first.
A first. Moving on to one that I'm sad that I have not ridden. I want to ride this one desperately. Pterodon Flyers. This is another freaking one. They gated behind children. That's not fair. For those of us who have animals and not kids.
Is it pterodon or pteranodon? Thank you.
Pteranodon? Pteranodon?
Well, maybe that's why you can't ride it.
Jack,
Ben.
I'll be your kid.
Do you think you could pass as a child?
Yeah.
Pinky.
You be my theme park dad and show me around. And
That's true.
We'll get on the ride. It'll be
Can
fun.
I get you one of those harnesses with a leash and just drag you around?
You can, Ben. You can
Yes.
ride it. You can ride my shoulders. I'll be Uncle Dave. You can-
Yeah.
So that being said, Dave, have you ridden this one?
Yeah.
Okay, you have ridden this one. Good,
Yeah.
because I know Jeff hasn't.
I mean, it's cute. It suffers from like a budget cut problem when it was being designed. It used to have more, and it did like a big figure 8 and had a brake zone in the middle, which meant you could run twice as many vehicles, and so that's why it's always 1 million hours to get on it, and that's why they ended up making it strictly that only you can go with kids because the line was too long. So to me, it's like it's really pretty, and I love Camp Jurassic. Camp Jurassic is just great. But I think it's low because it just is so horrible capacity.
Okay,
basically.
I was thinking a C for this one. And I don't think it's the bottom of the barrel, but I think it's definitely low, right?
I would, yeah. It's C. It's
Okay.
a C for sure.
Yeah. It's all those children's fault. It's not us. It's not us. It's the kids who are wrong.
Theme parks would be so great without kids in them.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Some shorter lines. Jeff, let's talk about one that I know you've been on because you and I wrote it together. It's Dr. Doom's Fearfall. So this is the one that's the 2 columns, and you go shooting up and bounce around a whole bunch.
Yes.
A lot of these you go up really high, then drop. This one you rocket upwards, and I like that a lot. You and I wrote it side by side.
This caused zero nausea for me. I got a thrill. I enjoyed it. I like Dr. Doom a lot. It felt very dated in a good way.
Yeah.
So I would B for me.
Yeah.
I got no issues with that one.
I love the pre-show for this. The sense of humor in it and the writing is really clever and weird.
I think this one for us was not an issue, but there was no one waiting, so we just kind of walked through it, and so I think we missed most of the pre-show.
Yeah, it's cute. It's very well done.
Yeah?
I would agree. This is a B for me.
Okay, B. I'll throw a B out there for this one. Okay, let's get into a fun one. Let's talk about The Mummy, The Revenge of the Mummy, which I think by the pass holders responding, we know where this one's going to land. So Revenge of the Mummy.
I need my damn coffee!
If that's gone after the refurb, we riot.
Thank God. Like, I love that you guys love that, but no one gets that other than you. Because you have to watch the entire queue to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And the queue never fills up. So it's like tourists from out of the country were like, why is Brendan Fraser yelling at us?
Yeah.
Why is that actor we don't know yelling at us?
Why is George of the Jungle yelling at us? Well, not only that, but it's even when the queue fills, it has to be like extended full because like the actual pre-show is just on the monitors right there at the very, very beginning. And then you get into like the set, which is apparently, I don't know if it's meant to all be a set or if like you're getting transported to the location.
That's the other thing. Like it was stuck in that era where it was still trying to be a studio.
Yeah.
And it's like, is it a set? Is it real? Let's blur the lines and say that the set is haunted. Okay, whatever. And like later on, they've done other versions of that, right? They put one in Singapore, and it's just Egypt, right?
Yeah.
It's not a set.
Well, even the one in Hollywood's like that too, right? I don't think it's themed around the movie at all.
No. I mean, not as a set, but yeah.
But this one is incredible just for the fire ceiling
the fake
alone.
unload, man. Like the fake unload scene.
Such an awesome meta surprise. It's such a cool effect. And it should be opening back up pretty soon. And from what I understand, they're not really changing anything too massive about it. So that's good because there was worry that the end video was going to be gone, but hopefully not. As far as I know, it's not. It's supposedly they're just replacing some of the technology because that thing has gotten old. But all in all, this to me is an S tier ride. This is what you want.
All right. I was going to say A, but I agree with that.
Yeah, like this is one that I have to go to.
Very rewritable.
Okay, back down to the bottom. Let's talk about Let's talk about Flight of the Hippogriff. So Flight of the Hippogriff over in the Wizarding World area. This is the small kind of kiddie coaster over there. Includes one pretty awesome animatronic of a hippogriff. And other than that, it's pretty simple. Not a whole lot to this one. This is another, I think, check a box.
It's almost identical to Woody's Nut House coaster, actually.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it's almost the same layout, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, this one kind of goes up. There's a few turns down, and you're off. It's like it feels like you're on it for about 15 seconds.
Yeah, the queue's nice, and it again, it's a box checker because there's a lot of kids who can't ride Forbidden Journey, and so for me, it's exact. Where did we put Woody's?
Woody's we've got down at D actually.
Oof. I actually think it's there.
You think it's D?
Because it's just a box checker. There's nothing really that special about it other than the very cool hippogriff that bows it.
Has anyone ever left Universal thinking like, oh, we didn't ride hippogriff? No. So I think it belongs down there.
I only ride it when it's like, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, let's go. Yeah, sure.
Okay, I have this on the list. It's not there anymore, but I've got Shrek 4D on this lineup. Which,
pour one out.
Rest in peace. We're not coming back to the stage. It's okay. Go ahead. Shrek 4D. Jeff, you rode this. We rode this the last few weeks before it shut down.
I rode this ride with you, yes.
Just a wealth of knowledge.
I enjoyed this ride immensely.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Why did you enjoy it?
It was a cool little movie. Once again, super familiar with the Shrek universe. Didn't see the movies, but I was able to follow along. It seemed fairly cogent.
You had a daughter
All
that
you
was
need to know
growing
about
up
Shrek
around-
is Smash Mouth. That's all you need to know.
You had a daughter growing up around the time Shrek was coming out. Did you just like shield her from Shrek?
She just wasn't into Shrek. We watched Finding Nemo a lot, and Annie is what I remember. Swan Princess,
Wow.
that was a big one.
It was a hard knock life in your house? Yeah.
Every day. 100 times a day.
I'm not a fan of this ride.
You're not. Why not?
Because to me, it's like, again, there were better simulators in that park already. And it tries to be a simulator with like the horse scene, and it's just kind of annoying. And like, it's a 4D show. There's not better ones on property there, but you had already had things like Muppet Vision. And it's tough to be a bug that were so immersive and lovely and funny. And that ride just felt like really rushed and like, oh, we're partnered with DreamWorks now we need to put something in the park. So for me, it was a box checker in the worst way.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I know I had friends who work on it. Sorry if you're listening to this. I love you anyway.
Tell your friends about the podcast. This one, it's kind of like the rose-colored glasses on this one, because I remember riding it when I was younger and really enjoying it. And then when we went back to do it kind of one last time before it shut down, it was definitely, you get into that theater and it's like, oh, this is just a white box. It's like, oh, okay, there's really...
I think the pre-show is better than the ride.
Yeah, the pre-show is fantastic.
The pre-show is great. And I also love the gag at the end where the pixie gets thrown into the speaker, that with the little legs kicking out.
Yeah.
So great. Like it's on brand, and the comedy's great.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the fact that you got everyone back for it, including John Lithgow, who was out of the movies at that point. Like, he didn't survive the first movie, and they brought him back just for a 3D ride. That's pretty impressive. But yeah, the whole horse galloping scene is just like, and then you hear all the pistons and the hydraulics going off. Got a little bit rough, but I mean, all in all, I did enjoy it. Again, it was a fun story, and it was neat. It was kind of a cool. It was neat that it was connective tissue between the two movies, between the first and second movie.
Yeah.
That we hadn't really seen before.
It's actually on the DVD, I think. On the
Yeah,
DVD
I think
set,
they eventually
you can
released
watch
it.
it now.
But I mean, I all in all, I think what are we giving this one? I'm thinking maybe like a B.
If that's a B, I leave.
Wow.
No, that's a
C.
That's a C.
All
That's a
right,
C.
all right. I am the Paula Abdul of this whole thing. Let's talk about the Twirl and Hurl. So this is another flat ride over in the Simpsons area.
Yeah.
It's Kang and Kodos's Twirl and Hurl. I think that's the proper name of it.
Right.
This is one right across from the Simpsons ride. And if anything, I just love the narrative of this one. When you're waiting in line for it, it's like, oh, go ahead and get on the ride. This is going to be a lot of fun, and is not at all going to murder you.
Yeah.
And then you get on and it starts going, like, aha, we fooled you.
Yeah.
And then you start going around.
I love the big sculpt in the middle and the eye that looks around. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And it actually is interactive, too. If you hit the targets of the Simpsons characters on the sides, they spin. So it's got the same sort of thing as One Fish, Two Fish without the song telling you what to do.
That's cool. Yeah. So I think this to me feels like it's really well themed. It's a lot of fun. It's a good ride. You can take the nephews on and whatnot. And I enjoy it. Jeff, do you have any thoughts on Kang and Kodos? You're a big Simpsons fan.
Well, I didn't ride it, but you didn't let me ride it. I asked and you said no. You called me stupid.
I did slap your wrist afterwards.
Yeah. But I like Kang and Kodos a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Where do you think this is going to fall then?
It sounds like a B, probably.
I'm thinking like B or C, probably.
B or C.
I mean, certainly better
I lean
than-
towards C, but sure.
Pass holders, B or C, I'm thinking. C? Okay, I'm
There you
thinking
go,
C.
okay.
All right, good.
All right.
A lot of C.
C,
A lot of C's across the board here. All right, we're getting down to it now.
It's like every grade I ever got in high school.
Same. Hard same.
Yeah.
Let's talk about one of the most beloved attractions at Universal Studios in Orlando. It's Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon's Race Through New York.
We lost Twister for that piece of crap.
Yeah. This ride, so we got on it.
You just put a D down and we could move on.
I just want to tell a story. We'll do an episode on this one in the future at some point. But yes, we lost Twister for this, which is brutal. And also, it spits on the grave of Ghostbusters. Also, the first time we rode it, we took Jeff on because we were trying to hit as much stuff as possible. It's like, oh, this is a little, it's a little motion simulator like Minions. It'll be fine. We're sitting down, putting on our 3D glasses. Jeff looks over at me and goes, "There's 3D glasses for this ride?" And then the thing starts. So he just wasn't wearing his 3D. He never got 3D glasses for this
very
one.
blurry for you.
So did that
I don't think
affect-
I missed anything.
no.
I was able to.
didn't. Yeah.
I was able to follow along. It was terrible.
I offered my glasses to Jeff, and he replied, "No, I like it better this way."
I mean, I think the idea of the queue for that was really great. It doesn't quite work, but the idea was really cool.
Yeah.
But as a simulator ride, Simpsons is funnier in
Yeah.
terms of the comedy, and it's just another simulator ride.
Yeah, and it's also very specific to Jimmy Fallon. If you don't watch that show, you have no idea what
It
the hell's
smells
going on.
so much like corporate synergy. Like they put a gun to Universal's head and said, "Make a ride."
Yeah. All right, right to D. We're not even bothering
not a
with
fan.
that one. Dudley Do-Ride's Ripsaw Falls, Jeffrey. This one, the flume ride over at Islands of Adventure. I rode it with your daughter and Ben, producer Ben, because you wouldn't ride it.
Oh, I was already sick at that point.
Yeah, you
that
were.
Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had already Harry Pottered. It looked fun.
This one,
My kid liked it.
it is such a long ride.
It's a long ride. It's way more intense than you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
And there's none. I don't think there's another water ride like it. Really. It's
I mean,
great.
like Splash Mountain is about the closest sort of analog to the two, but something about it feels. The animatronics in it feel very old school animatronic, where it's like clicky mouths and not a whole lot of movement, but kind of works for the cartoon.
I wish they kept it up better, like especially the pier at the drop that used to have a bunch of animated pieces. Like it's supposed to look like you go down under the pier and the pier itself goes bup, like your heads are hitting it. That was the theme.
Oh, really?
That's literally what it's supposed to be. And then that's why all the track is covered up with water, so it looks like you're bursting out from underwater. That was the theme. And when it opened for like a hot minute, it worked like gangbusters. But I still think it's, even without that, I think it's I think that is an S tier ride for those parks.
Wow. Okay.
Because we don't get a lot of dark rides, we don't get a lot of water rides, we don't get a lot of animatronics. That has all three of them.
Okay.
And we don't get a lot of Dudley Do-Ride anymore.
That's the one knock against it that would knock it down to A for me, is that the brand is just something that, unless you're my age, nobody does it.
Yeah. So I mean, I think I'm gonna slot this in the A slot because
fair.
I don't know if there's an S tier, because I mean there's a lot of times, because this thing you get drenched on.
Yeah, solid A.
It's definitely, if you don't like, I mean you can ride Splash Mountain and walk away a little wet, but this you're coming off soaked. Speaking of that, let's talk about the Bilge Rat barges, which is another one that you will absolutely get soaked on.
Jumping in a pool with your clothes on.
Yeah, classic Popeye attraction here.
I love the scenery on that ride so much, and that first sort of storm scene with the big bank turns, and they had to resculpt all that because the boats would go up and like clip the back of the seats.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
it would have beheaded people if we had opened it. Yeah,
Which lowers it a tier, unfortunately.
No, and another fun fact: did you know it was supposed to have a drop?
Really?
So you go up the boat wash at the end, and now it just goes into a sluice like a regular drop. It was supposed to go out onto a precipice and then go and let you go.
Oh, wow.
And they had a mock-up, and it never quite worked, so mid-design they took it out. It's fun, though. I do love this ride.
Yeah. It's definitely, it's another one of those that on a hot Orlando day, you can jump out there and, cool off. But
the water's a little sketchy, though. Like, just a little.
I do love that it comes right around near Velocicoaster now, though. That is kind of neat. They're like side by side, old school, new school. So I'm thinking on this one, maybe a B. Like for fun factor, that feel right?
That is a solid B.
Yeah?
Solid B.
Jeff, you have any thoughts on this one?
And of the two water rides, I would... A, really?
Hey, oh, wow.
Whoa.
All right, you're pitting the two water rides right against each other. Okay, fair.
Okay. Wow, hey, are we going to push it up? Are we going to take the advice from the very
were
vocal
emphatic.
minority?
Oh, no.
Show of
there's
hands,
one
A. Show of hands, B. Sorry, B's wins.
B. It's a B and a half.
That's-
B and a half. It's a B and a half.
That's democracy currently.
Oh, man. So this list here, so I'll be honest, I didn't make this tier maker list. This has Journey into Atlantis, which is that the name?
Poseidon's Fury.
Wow, way off.
Journey through the hidden temple or something, right? No.
Samsonite.
Escape from the... So anyway, I forget.
So
I don't know.
Poseidon's Fury was just recently reopened, but apparently was not updated at all, even after being down for 2 years.
It was just cleaning stuff. Yeah.
Which
How
is wild
dirty
to me.
was it?
No, it's just water rides are very maintenance intensive, and so they had to replace a lot of stuff that was rusting out.
Yeah. So this one, if you haven't done it, I know you haven't done this one yet.
It's always closed.
It's been closed. It's reopened now. It's got an amazing outdoor area, like the whole queue outside. Inside is really neat. It kind of sets a cool story. You get in. There's some neat special effects. but then almost all of it's ruined by this video at the very end of this movie of this fighting between it's like Poseidon and Zeus or someone. I forget who it is.
It looks like it was shot on a set for Power Rangers, basically. No, and I say that in love. I actually worked on it. I was one of the writers on Redo. It was done by a third-party company when Universal used to do that and hire other companies to do their attractions. But I think it's the best facade of almost any attraction in town. That collapsed statue is so freaking cool.
It is so cool. But
the water tunnel is my favorite theme park effect anywhere in the world.
It's like the theming and everything. Like that's A, but then I think the actual kind of battle brings it down to a B.
Solid B.
Yeah, solid B. If anything, for the reveal, the room trickery is really cool. All right, we're almost done here, everybody. Let's go ahead and talk about Reign of Kong Skull Island, or Skull Island Reign of Kong, which was I would say the proper way to take an attraction, part of the studio tour from Hollywood, and bring it to Florida. We'll get to another one that was the improper way of doing that next. So Reign of Kong, Skull Island, Reign of Kong. Obviously it's very similar. It has the 3D effects on either side of the vehicle. Yeah. I was a huge fan of the original Kong ride over at Studios. This is not nearly as cool as that one, just because a giant animatronic is cool when you see it up close, but the one in hanging off a bridge is going to be a lot cooler. I would give this probably a C, because it's another one that I don't feel like bad about missing. Jeff, I think we rode this one. Do you remember this one?
I'm seeing a lot of heads shaking for C in the audience. Yeah. You guys seem to agree.
A lot of noddings.
I remember enough that we did it. But it didn't really leave any kind of indelible mark on me.
I think the area development is great. The queue is really cool. The real slimy creature in the queue is pretty great. But the ride there's so much that should work, and it kind of falls apart for me.
Yeah.
It's not bad, but like you said, it's the thing that I would not make time to do it. I don't mind missing it.
Yeah. So, all right. So I think that's okay as a C. I think that's okay.
But here's the thing, though.
Stuff there.
It's the same ride system as the ride that shall not be named, and
let's name that ride next, Dave.
Wait. Having those as a C and a D, that's too close. Like, that makes me want to move Kong up to a B.
Yeah.
Because it's way better.
Or make a category for below D.
Make a category just for...
Let's talk about Fast and the Furious Supercharged. So
it's about family.
All right.
Family.
It's F. I don't know if I can add an F to it. Let's just assume this is F. This is... It's F for family.
F for family. Oh my God, I love you.
Yes.
Yeah, that one's doo-doo.
That's all we got to say about that.
On the tram ride in Hollywood, that thing's like, oh, that's a fun little ending. Great, sure. You don't think about it much, but I just waited an hour for this?
Yeah.
It's like 30 seconds long.
And I do love the pre-show now that they just take the piss out of the whole ride. It's just like they don't care anymore. Like,
really?
Oh yeah, it's pretty great. They've reworked the script, or like, okay, whatever. Like, hey, Mia's going to say family 9 times. Listen, and they start like naming them off. It's you can tell the people there are kind of done with it as well. Let's go ahead and talk about one of my favorite attractions at Universal Studios. Classic one, has been around for a long time. One of the greatest rolling shooters ever, Men in Black Alien Attack.
Wow.
Jeff, do you have anything you want to say about Men in Black Alien Attack?
It's the best ride I've ever ridden.
I love you too.
Oh. Seriously though, Men in Black, I love the re-rideability of this ride. That's the one thing that you don't get on a lot of other attractions, is that every time you go in, you're going to find a new little animatronic, a new little target, a new little something to look at and shoot at. And also they added a score to it to make you want to go back and one-up your score so many times.
Very clever.
It is great. And also seeing like Rip Torn, seeing Will Smith on there, and just the pre-show walking through the Men in Black headquarters. It's wonderful.
You big Will Smith fan right now?
Big Will Smith fan right now.
Cool.
I think somebody online, Nathan, was it you that said they should refilm the ending so at the end when you get your score, Will slaps you and the vehicle spins around? Yeah. Oof. Yeah. Too soon.
So do we have any 9 Club folks here in the audience right now? 9 Club is if you've scored
the 900 Club. Do you guys know about the 900 Club? 900 MIB 900 Club on Facebook. Look it up and join. It's a local group, but there's something like 6,000 members or something. It's weird, and they are all people that can max out to 999,999 because the score does not roll over.
Yeah.
But it's tips and tricks. It's not like a competition board. It's you go on there, and if you're a pass holder and you go all the time, people will tell you how to get there.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's one of the best I'm so proud of it because I didn't start it. It's just happened, and it's that proof of when you work on these things, at a certain point, it's not yours, and they have embraced it and made this whole culture of friendly competition and families that ride it when they arrive, and it's the last thing they do at the end of the day, and they compare their scores, and it makes my heart so happy. So go join them. They're a really lovely group of people. I've met up with them a couple of times in the park, and it's just great. One of the best theme park fan communities out there.
Very, very cool. So I saw, is there one, you got a 9999? Oh, beautiful. Anybody else?
Boy.
You know what? You get this. You get an autographed theme park man. I'll hand off to you.
Well deserved.
So then where did you guys want to rank this?
I'm gonna abstain from voting. I don't think it's fair for me to chime in on where I think it should go.
For me,
but you all know it should go.
For me, a trip to Universal isn't complete.
If you want my undying love, you know where it's gonna go.
Well, listen, Jack, we got our careers playing video games, and that is the closest thing to a video game ride I've been on.
Yeah.
So to me, it seems
I think
germane to what we do.
This goes all the way up to S tier for sure.
It makes sense.
And so join us tomorrow. We'll see if we can get any more 999 Club members.
My entire team thanks you. It was a small army of very talented people. Thank you.
Okay, we got a few more left. Just 4 more left, Jeff. Let's talk about Gringotts. The vaults at Gringotts. How you feeling about this? Is a controversial one. Some people really love it. Some people do not love it.
What do people? I did that one with you, right?
You did.
What do people not like about that?
Some people don't like that it's it's a little bit bigger. It's not as intense as you'd want it to be. It tells kind of an okay story. Kind of reworks some strange stuff with the Harry Potter franchise.
It's the Rosencrantz and Guildenstern of Harry Potter rides.
Yeah,
because it literally takes place during something that you know, but it's got fake Hermione in it, so that knocks it down for me.
But it's got one of the other Weasley brothers, the one no one talks about. Yeah, right. They're like, which, can we afford one of the Weasleys? Like, get the old one. Okay, perfect.
I think the pre-show's fantastic. I think the setup's great. The environment is great. The load station is really beautiful. All of that works. It's kind of not enough coaster for me.
Yeah. It doesn't know what it is, and it doesn't go any one direction, I think. Like, it's not a dark ride. It's not like a motion sim, but it's not really a coaster, too. Yeah. I will give it credit for the scene where the smoke comes up and you go into the screen. That is kind of neat.
That's pretty great. And the tilt track at the beginning is pretty great.
Yeah. But all in all, I think for this one, I would probably give it like a B or a C.
A. I'd give it an A.
You give it an A?
I think it's an A. It's not necessarily. No?
Oh, my God. They hate it.
Wait. How many for an A?
Okay.
How many for a B or lower?
It's almost
split
even
vote.
split.
Okay.
Tie goes to the runner. That's an A.
Yeah, I think it's an A. If anything, just because it has Ray Fiennes in it, that's probably going to bump it up. They convinced him to come be on a theme park attraction.
I mean, it's a big swing, so I commend them for trying to do like a simulator plus a coaster. Great. It doesn't quite land for me. It's just
Doesn't the dragon breathe fire outside?
It does,
which is great.
Pretty
cool. I wouldn't count that as part of the attraction though. That's scenery of Diagon Alley. There is some neat stuff in this, the way the vehicle turns while it's on the track as well. There's a new attraction that's going to be opening next Friday in Orlando that does that in a much, much better way. Yeah. So, no spoilers, but Cosmic Rewind is amazing.
All right, Jack, you got 2 minutes left, buddy.
It's so great. It's a lot of fun.
Do you want to leave? You can leave if you want.
I just thought we had a hard out.
No, we don't. We talked about this.
We don't have a hard out?
We don't have a hard out?
No.
See, he didn't know either. We didn't talk about it. You may have talked about it.
Oh, my gosh. We've got 3 rides left.
You guys don't want to leave, do you?
Let's talk about the Incredible Hulk. I love the Incredible Hulk, and this is the ride that finished Jeff. This one, it does have the 2 rides kind of issue where the beginning is like these massive loops and swoops and turns, and the back half is a little bit slower and it's a little bit more compact. And our issue was, as we were finishing, we got to the last little, like right before the load station on that turn, and we just got stuck there for like a good 5 minutes. And Jeff was baking in the sun and was very miserable. So that was the end for you, Jeff, right?
Yeah, I like the Incredible Hulk, but not in that. Not in that particular configuration.
From the beginning, the launch is one of the best launches in theme park history.
Yeah,
it's just so good, and the redo made it better. Like the scenery's better, the onboard soundtrack's great, the light up vehicles. Like there's so much to love about that ride.
Yeah. This is a Greg Hall special. He worked on the remake of it, which is very, very cool. And they added music to it, and it's great. That, to me, this is a must-do when visiting Universal Islands of Adventure. That's going up for S tier for me.
That's an S, for sure. For sure.
We've got 2 Jurassic rides. Let's start with Jurassic River Adventure, Jurassic Park River Adventure. This is one of the first episodes we did of Annual Pass, Jeff.
Yeah, I remember that. I do. I remember there was a dinosaur.
You can expound upon that. This is podcast.
I remember it's a river adventure. I didn't do it, but I listened to you tell me about it.
You wrote it. Didn't we write it?
I don't think so.
I could have sworn.
No, we did. You're right. We did. Yeah, it was all right. It was cool. I was less impressed with it than you described it better than the ride was.
Okay.
I'll say that.
It's a little long in the tooth now. I want to go. I haven't done the Hollywood rework, the Jurassic World version.
It's great. I had my doubts about the Hollywood redo, but it's great. The Mosasaur sort of tunnel that you go through, where you go through the aquarium, is so good. They add the what's the new dinosaur, the Indominus? And they fight at the end, and it's actually kind of terrifying because these 2 giant animatronics like 10 feet from you fighting it out. It takes a ride that I already loved and made it way better, which kind of colors my opinion of this one, to be honest.
Yeah, this is like the old version of it.
Yeah.
So I would probably slot this in at like a B.
I would say B. It's a solid B, but it's a B.
Yeah, and also, Dave, A? You guys saying A? You're saying up for that? Oh, wow. Low A, high B, low A. Okay, that works, but we'll keep it as a B. Right. Dave, earlier today you were talking about you just got off the attraction and you saw a ride photo that you couldn't.
Yes.
Do you wanna,
no, don't show it yet. Let me tell the story.
Yeah.
So during the VIP Q&A today, somebody asked our favorite ride photos, and I'm like, my favorite was one that was not mine. I was riding Jurassic Park shortly after, not shortly, but like 2003, I think, in Hollywood. And I got off the ride, and I didn't even notice this group of people in front of me in the queue. I don't know how. And I saw their photo, and I went to the person. I'm like, I need to buy that. She's like, well, you're not. She said you're not in it. I'm like, yes, exactly. That's why I want it. And just, I'm not going to say what it is. Just show the photo.
All right. Let me get over to it. All right, so here is the photo. Let's see if I can open it. I don't know, can you see that?
It's a Jurassic Park boat full of Buddhist monks. Like, how could you not buy that? I needed proof. No one would believe me.
That is.
And if you zoom in, a lot of them are just like, they're so calm and at peace with that 80-foot drop.
I don't know that guy's at peace.
But this is what I love about theme parks. They bring people from all over the world together to do weird stuff, you know?
The guy with the sunglasses in the back.
And again,
yeah.
I am so glad I bought this because no one has this photo but me.
That is fantastic.
And trust me, I am laughing with them.
Yeah.
I am not laughing at them. This is so charming to me that the fact that, first of all, that they went to Universal for the day together, so they were probably traveling from somewhere, and then that they went on this ride and it filled a boat perfectly.
Yeah, 25 of them, yeah.
You can't make this up.
That's so good.
It sounds like the beginning of a joke. A bunch of Buddhist monks got on the Jurassic Park ride.
And I will say, so while I have this open, we were talking about ride photos earlier. Producer Ben and I took an awesome ride photo together that I'd like to share with you if I can get to it. Where is it? Is it let me find this thing. Oh God, this isn't my laptop. Okay.
This is just like Jack trying to use TikTok.
So I don't know if you can see this. So we might be filming some content right there, and so
perfect.
That's Ben with a GoPro strapped to his head.
No notes. Perfect.
On Haunted Mansion. That's awesome. Okay, let's get back to it. We're almost done here. All right. So we went ahead and threw that in a B. Last but not least, a roller coaster near and dear to our heart, Geoff Ramsey, the Velocicoaster.
Yes.
So Velocicoaster will always have a special place with Annual Pass because this was something that when we started up the podcast, before we even started the first episode, before we released the first episode, Universal offered us the chance to come out and ride Velocicoaster on opening day. And I'm like, what are the odds of that? We actually have a theme park podcast coming out pretty soon. And so that will always have a very special place in my heart. And this coaster is incredible. It is top tier, one of the best things ever. And Jeff will expound upon that right now.
I quite enjoyed it. It's the only theme park roller coaster I've ever ridden with Kenan Thompson. So that alone made it S
You rode
tier.
it with him, like on the train?
Yeah, he was in the
there
front
with
rows.
us,
We were in the back.
Fantastic.
They kept us separated for legal reasons.
Yeah, but we got to
Legal
say hi to
reasons.
him and stuff.
We did say hi to him. He was super, super nice, and it was really a lot
He was
of fun.
little.
Huh? Yeah, he was a little shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah. You fangirled out a little bit about
Little
him.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But no,
That's an S for me.
it's absolutely it's an S tier coaster.
That ride is a masterpiece.
Yeah,
in like
it's-
every sense. The queue is crazy good.
Yeah, the story
The
tells us great.
story. I love that they just hang a lantern on. Why the hell would you have a coaster go through the raptor pen?
Yeah.
They totally hang a lantern on it. Like that bickering between Claire and Owen is like hilariously written and so funny.
Yeah.
My soul left my body numerous times during that ride. It's crazy good.
Yeah, when you do that Mosasaurus roll at the end, when you look at it, you think like, oh, it's just gonna push you in your seat. No, you feel like you're just gonna get dumped out in the lagoon.
Yeah, right. They
For a
need to
long,
put a
long time.
mosasaur head coming out of the water right there.
That would be awesome, but that is clearly an
Clearly
S
an
tier.
S.
And with that, I believe we have finished our tier list of rides
Nice.
at Universal.
So, Jack, what are our S tiers?
Our S tier attractions of our favorite ones, we've got The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, we've got Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure, we've got E.T. Adventure, we've got the Hogwarts Express, Mummy, the Revenge of the Mummy, Men in Black Alien Attack, The Incredible Hulk, and Velocicoaster. That feels right, right?
That's a hell of a lineup. Yeah.
That feels solid. So, but yeah, with that, I think that was a pretty solid episode right there of Annual Pass.
That was a
little
lot
bit
of fun.
longer. That was a lot of fun. But now, for those of you live in the audience right now, we have something very special to do before we head out for tonight. I want you to know, how many of you guys are going to RTX? How many RTX in Austin, Texas, happening July 1st, 2nd, 3rd in Austin, rtxevent.com. How many of you guys would like to go to RTX right now? Okay, quite a few. Jeff and I will be there, probably doing another Annual Pass episode. Well, underneath 4 seats in this theater right now, there are taped random pieces of paper, and you can check to see if there's one under your seat, because if you have a piece of paper under your seats taped to it, I'm not playing around. There actually is something. If you have one, hey, there's one right there. Hey, congratulations. Again, there's 4. Everyone check. And if you have one of those seats, hang out after the show. There's another one back there. Beautiful. There's 2. There's 2 more left.
2 more.
Left. Anybody else? Anybody? Oh, right there. Front row. There's 3. Uno mas. Is that 4? Do you have
4,
it?
yes.
Hey! What you have just won is our nights at a hotel in Austin, Texas for RTX, and 2 weekend passes for you and a friend to go to RTX this summer in Austin. Congratulations.
Also, it couldn't have gone to someone with a better sense of fashion. So that's a fantastic shirt
Yeah,
you're wearing.
That's a great shirt.
I love it right there.
Oh, and he's got his Zimmer
you got your
card.
Billy Ripken. Well, I can't say it. You got your Billy Ripken card too. I love it. You got your Bald Jack T-shirt. It's the best.
I love it. Yeah,
Everybody loves it.
I love you so much, Jeff. I love you so much. He does have lanyard on. Thank you very much for that. So if you're one of those 4 people who just grab the sheets of paper afterwards, after the show's over, go meet Nicole right there. Hey, Nicole. And she will set you up with all the information, get you your details, and sort you out and everything. So congratulations. Hope to see you at RTX. You can buy tickets still at rtxevent.com. It's going to be a lot of fun in Austin. Come hang out with us July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And we're going to have all kinds of fun shenanigans going on. What else am I thinking? Oh, hey, Ben, you want to record a TikTok?
Yeah, we should do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, we should do that. You get up here, Ben. We got to finish this TikTok. So I don't know anything about Gen Z, but we're doing a vibe check TikTok. Does that make sense?
I was alluding to this earlier. Watching Ben try to explain a vibe check to Jack was pretty entertaining.
So we filmed the first part with Jeff, and now we'll film the second part with all of you beautiful, beautiful people out there. So let me get to the front of the stage and we can do this, Ben.
For all I know, there could be multiple vibe check TikToks. I don't know TikTok either. I don't know why you guys think I do.
And if anybody in here is on like the FBI's 10 most wanted list and they don't want to get caught on camera and found out, if you go to the bathroom or whatever, we'll wait.
I think for us to get on top of TikTok, we need like the unnamed child of whatever that VIP question was earlier. Of like, if you guys had a child, they know about TikTok. That's who we need to teach us this.
This is why BK is joining the podcast.
So you're gonna stand right in the middle.
You're doing great, buddy.
All right.
Explain to them what's happening.
So I'm gonna start right in the middle of Jack's chest. I'm gonna pull out. He's gonna yell vibe check as I get I'll cue you. And then I'm gonna slowly pan to the crowd, and I just need you guys to go buck wild. That sound good?
Okay.
All right.
We'll do it twice for a second.
God, I haven't even checked the footage or anything. I hope this works.
Okay. And I'm happy, right?
You're happy. Very excited. Yeah. Give me unbridled joy.
Okay, say when.
All right.
Vibe check!
Fantastic.
That was impressive.
That's great.
Fantastic.
We'll do it one more time for safety, because Ben probably forgot to record.
Oh, I did forget to hit record. I'll do this again.
Okay. Vibe check!
All right.
Beautiful. Okay. Oh, Jeff, this has been a lot of fun.
This has been a lot of fun. I agree.
All right. Dave, have you had a good time up here?
I've had a great time.
Yeah?
I love you guys so much.
Thank you.
Oh,
Absolutely.
we love you too.
Dave is one of those people when we talked to you way early when we
Yeah.
were doing Annual Pass, because I think you did an interview with Alicia over at
Yep.
Theme Park Stop. And I was like, this guy seems cool. And I just kind of messaged you on Twitter and you're like, oh, absolutely. And we talked for a bit. And then
Yep.
I was like, we'll talk later, like a little bit further down, because you just had an interview. And it was one of those things where you kind of meet people in your life that are very kindred spirits. We're like immediately like, oh, we're going to be friends. We're going to be friends. And Dave absolutely was
My
that.
people, my peeps.
And we met him for the first time in person last night. Yes, sir. Well, we'll just keep going. Yeah. So, but we met him for the first time last night, and it was just like, yep, okay, yep. You're exactly who I thought you were going to be. So it's pretty great. And it's a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much for joining Annual
Sure.
Pass, and it's been an awesome time.
Can I tell them about new stuff?
Yeah, so not only that, Dave is working on something right now that you might be interested in as people who are into the kind of stuff we talk about on Annual Pass. So do you want to tease what you can?
Yes. So obviously, I've worked in experience design for 30 years. COVID changed a lot of the location-based industry. The parks are reopened, but the design part of things has slowed down a little. So I actually pivoted. I got a chance to join a different team at a startup. And you guys are the first public audience to hear about what this is. Ooh. It is not a theme park. It is not a location-based thing at all. It is something you are going to be able to purchase and experience at home. It is, what I want you to do is open your phones. And you can call it up on screen at the same time if you want to show it.
Let's do it right now.
Open your web browser and go to infiniterabbitholes, plural.com. All one word, infiniterabbitholes.com.
Better not be Celtic scores.
Is it on this?
Yeah, can we get it back up on the screen?
Yeah.
Wait for
Almost.
it.
There it is.
There we go.
What?
Get ready for something new. Gotham City like you've never seen, and there's a thing that says kick me.
Everyone should kick me. That countdown timer is to a Kickstarter. This is already funded and happening, so the Kickstarter is just to sort of amplify. It is called the Arkham Asylum Files. It is a mixed reality adventure that puts you in the heart of Gotham City in your very own home. That's all I can say about it. You will learn more about it when that timer runs out. And if you want more news, follow all those socials. Sign up here on the website, and you'll get email announcements. This is taking everything I know about theme parks and creating something in your home. And it's not VR and not the metaverse. This is something you'll be able to sit around a table with 6 of your friends and have a good time and get a whole new, custom, brand new Gotham City Batman story. This is officially licensed from DC. Are any of you fans of ARGs?
Yes.
Okay. You probably have heard of a company called 42 Entertainment. They did Flynn Lives. They did the 9 Inch Nails one, Year Zero. They did the big one for Christopher Nolan for The Dark Knight called Why So Serious.
I Love Bees.
I Love Bees. They were the ones who created ARGs, and they won tons of awards for it. Alex Liu is their creative director. He's a genius, award-winning guy. The CEO of the company is a lady named Susan Bonds. She used to be with Imagineering. That's how I know her. She was a show producer on Indiana Jones Adventure in California, on Mission Space and Alien Encounter here, and a lot of other things in the 90s. They were behind 42 Entertainment. 42 Entertainment is the company that hired me to help do this. So it's got tendrils in experience design and ARGs and mixed reality, and it is something you absolutely have never seen, I guarantee you. And the Kickstarter goes live on Wednesday. Sign up for updates. You're going to love it.
Very cool. Thank you very much for that, Dave. And you have another podcast you're on, Rat Castle, right?
Oh yeah, and Nathan, where are you? Are you here, Nathan? Nathan, right there. That's my producer for another podcast you should listen to called Rat Castle. We are a progressive podcast about Disney without the pixie dust, and we have a really lovely, diverse group of folks, guys, gals, LGBT, people of color, and it's just talking about the day's news or the week's news. We're bi-weekly. Next one goes live when, Nathan? Oh, right. You're taping Friday without me because I can't be on this one. And then it goes live on Monday. So subscribe on your favorite podcasts. And we call our fans the Rat Bastards. So please become a Rat Bastard. It's a fun, casual chat show, and we have a really good time doing it.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you again, Dave, for joining us on Annual Pass. Jeff, very, very cool to have you on. Jeff, do you feel like you learned anything today?
Oh my God, Jack, I learned so much today. Where to start?
Oh, this is fun. Let's just go for another 30 minutes. How about that, Jeff? You cool with that?
Yeah, whatever you want to do, buddy.
Just drag it on.
I'm gonna pee in that Coke bottle at some point.
Right. As long as you don't mind.
That's going to do it for today's episode of Annual Pass. Again, thank you very much, everyone who came out to watch us live in Orlando, Florida, for part of the Very Normal Podcast Tour. Thank you to the Super Carlin brothers for hanging out with us as well. Make sure to grab some merchandise as well and hang out. And if you're in the Orlando area tomorrow, we're going to Universal Studios, and you can ride some stuff with us. Keep an eye on our Twitter account for more information on that. And with that, I think we're going to call it. Thank you so much, everyone. We love you. Have a fantastic night.
Bye.
Bye. And that's that. We were out there. It was so much fun. It was such a good time. And I think everyone had a pretty good time. The crowd was great. Everyone was super friendly. Dave was a lot of fun. And we had our tier list, and it actually looked pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with the tier list.
I'm jelly cakes. I'm actually really upset.
Aww.
I wish I could have been there, even just to watch. That's so awesome.
All right, well, maybe we'll do another live show in Orlando sometime soon. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I love performing in front of crowds, so we can absolutely go out and do something again. It'd be a lot of fun.
That would be so cool.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments what you think. Also, if you want to mail us something, you can mail us stuff. We love postcards and any other stuff we can open during our shows. It's Annual Pass, care of Rooster Teeth Productions, 1901 East 51st Street, Austin, Texas, 78723. Send us whatever you want. We've got shoes, which are awesome. We've got postcards, so many maps. All of this stuff is great. And speaking of maps, during our live stream, so our next live stream is going to be in January, post-marathon weekend. So if hopefully I've been scooped up off the ground from Marathon Weekend and thrown back onto a live stream. Our next live stream is going to be in January, and what you can do is you can answer a question that we ask at the end of every episode, and we'll go through some of the answers during our live stream, and then pick some of our favorites and mail you a theme park map. So right now, my question for today's episode is, what is your S tier of attractions at Universal Orlando? So we had our S tier during the recording. What is your S tier? What are the ones that you're like, these are the absolute best? And let us know in the comments over at roosterteeth.com, and we'll go through and pull our favorites. So can you think of any S tier attractions right off the top of your head?
Mummy, come on.
Mummy is
That's
pretty fantastic.
S tier.
You're rocking the Mummy outfit right
come
now.
Come on.
Mummy is great. And, you've been on it since they've redone it too, right?
Yes. It is. It's good. It stays good. It's everything I could want and more.
So good. Such a good attraction. Man, for me, oh God, there's so many. I mean, Men in Black is so much fun. Like,
Oh,
the characters
yes.
in there are so good. I mean, Transformers is so good too. I love Transformers.
Transformers is like go-to. Like I have to do it now every time I go there.
And of course, a horror makeup show is like by far that's not a ride, but my God, it's the best attraction out
We
there.
could give it. It's an honorary. It's an experience, okay?
So let us know in the comments over roosterteeth.com. What is your S tier of attractions to Universal Orlando? Both, it's the studios and Islands of Adventure. And heck, we could throw Volcano Bay in there too if you want. If you want to throw some Volcano Bay stuff in there, go for it. So that's going to do it for today. BK, you feel like you learned anything today from our live show?
I learned a lot of it, your tastes and different levels of them. And we're going to have to talk after this about some of those ratings, okay?
I know. Well, that's why you're on the show, so we can have these discussions. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if y'all have tier lists too, I would love to hear it. So let us know that. I want to see that on social media.
Let's see some tier lists. You can go ahead and hit us up on annual_pass on Twitter and maybe on Hive and a bunch of other places. We'll see. We're everywhere on social media now. So that'll do it for today. Thank you so much, everyone. We got Christmas coming up. If you're celebrating, have a good time. Don't forget, you can grab some stuff at store.roosterteeth.com. Some Christmas merchandise. Just saying. For your theme park lover friends. So that'll do it for today. Thank you very much. We love you. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Happy holidays.